concepts that I understand better because of the MET program are backwards design and the value of reflection. With backwards design, you begin by identifying learning goals and then plan backwards to learning activities. This concept has helped me plan better for projects and essays. In EdTech 503, I created a critical writing unit using backwards design. I began by analyzing learner needs, asking what limitations students faced, and what students already knew about critical writing. I used this information to create learning goals for the students. After I identified learning goals, I created an assessment and evaluation plan. Then I determined the instructional flow, and finally I chose and created instructional materials to meet those goals. The project-based learning assignment I created in EdTech 542 asks students to create a proposal to colonize an uninhabited world similar to Earth. It will be a semester-long project and will require students to learn research, writing, and presentation skills, as well as use their imaginations. Before designing learning activities and tools, I identified learning goals and created assessments. I also created a schedule of due dates for each aspect of the project to keep students on task. In EdTech 506, I created several visual learning tools to teach literary concepts. Before creating each tool, I identified a common problem the visual needed to solve. These assignments taught me the value of reflection in designing instruction. For each visual, I explained the thought process behind my solution, referencing research-based practices. I also conducted a user test of each graphic and reflected on how I could improve its usefulness based on the feedback I received. Now I use this practice frequently in my classroom. This year, my students and I have piloted 2 ELA curriculums, a reading intervention program, Pear Deck, and an interactive board. After and sometimes during each pilot, I have asked my students for feedback, either formally or informally. Their responses have helped me make decisions about future use or adoption. Understanding backward design has helped me to be less impetuous about starting projects. I used to begin big projects the day I thought of them because I was excited about the idea and I knew my students would be too. However, these projects became less enjoyable as they dragged on because I hadn't planned with the end in mind. Recently, I decided to shelve an idea for a big project on analyzing media and creating commercials until I had time to go through the backwards design process.